Luxury. It's nothing but an illusion. Take a look at this bag. What do you see? Pristine quality, the perfect color. Would you pay $10,000 for it? Probably not. But what about now? Okay, now it looks like a flea market special. But you get my point, right? It's worthless until they sell you the story. And the shocking part? That story isn't made for you. It's designed against you. But here's where it gets interesting. Once you see through the illusion, you'll never fall for it again. Think about it. If luxury was just about quality, would brands need billion-dollar ad campaigns? Would they need celebrities, influencers, and fake waitlists? Of course not. But they do, because you wouldn't buy it otherwise. A $10,000 bag is only luxury if you believe the story they're selling you. Strip away the branding, the exclusivity, the carefully crafted marketing psychology, and suddenly it's just leather and stitches. So, why does it feel expensive? Why does it feel powerful? Because they don't sell you a bag. They sell you status. And the real trick? You're not even buying it for yourself. You're buying it to prove something. To strangers, to friends, even to yourself. But what if I told you this was a financial trap? What if I showed you how to break free without ever feeling like you're missing out? Luxury brands don't just sell you products. They manipulate your self-worth without you even realizing it. And here's where it gets crazy. There's one psychological trick that makes a $10,000 bag feel cheap. And by the end of this video, you'll see why the real cost of luxury isn't in the price tag. It's in the way it changes how you see yourself.
It's 4,000.
I know.
And there's a waiting list.
I assumed.
5 years.
For a bag?
It's not a bag. It's a Birkin.
Luxury doesn't just sell products, it sells identity. When you see someone with a Hermès Birkin or a Rolex, you're not admiring the object, you're seeing status. And that's exactly what makes you want it. Luxury brands know this. They don't price their products based on materials or craftsmanship. They price them based on how much you're willing to pay to feel included. Take the Birkin, for example. It's not exclusive because it's rare. It's exclusive because they pretend it is. Want one? You can't just buy it. You need to build a relationship with the store. Prove yourself as a worthy customer, and then wait. That's the genius of it. Scarcity creates demand. You're not really chasing the bag. You're chasing the validation that comes with being allowed to own it. It's psychological warfare, and we fall for it every time. Luxury isn't just about handbags or price tags. It's a system, a carefully designed illusion that makes you believe in its power. And if you pay attention, Hollywood has been exposing this trap for years. Take The Devil Wears Prada. Andy Sachs, Anne Hathaway, scoffs at two nearly identical blue belts, dismissing high fashion as ridiculous. But then Miranda Priestly, Meryl Streep, delivers one of the most brutal reality checks in cinema history.
Oh, okay. I see. You think this has nothing to do with you. That blue represents millions of dollars and countless jobs. And it's sort of comical how you think that you've made a choice that exempts you from the fashion industry when in fact you're wearing a sweater that was selected for you by the people in this room.
It's a moment of realization. Your choices aren't really yours. Luxury brands don't sell products. They manufacture desire. The color of your bag, the shape of your sunglasses, the shoes that are suddenly in, it's all part of a system. You think you're choosing a product, but really the product is choosing you. And what happens when we finally own these things? American Psycho takes it to the extreme. Patrick Bateman and his colleagues, wealthy, successful men, sit around obsessing over business cards. They compete over paper stock, font spacing, watermarking, Details so microscopic they are invisible to the untrained eye. But in their world, these tiny differences dictate their worth. And that's exactly how luxury branding works. The difference between a $5,000 handbag and last season's model, maybe a 2mm shorter strap, maybe a logo adjustment, but in the luxury world, those tiny tweaks are enough to make people feel inferior. It's never been about the bag, it's about the game. And nowhere is this clearer than in House of Gucci. Gucci started as a family business, but by the end, it's a corporate empire. The film reveals the real battle isn't about designing handbags, it's about who controls the illusion. When the Gucci family loses power, the brand doesn't collapse. It becomes even stronger, because luxury is never about craftsmanship. It's about perception. The moment people believe a name is prestigious, it doesn't even matter what they're buying anymore. And that's the trap. Luxury brands don't sell quality, they sell mystique. They convince you that a bag, a logo, or a label defines you. Luxury brands rely on one thing, making you believe you need them. They whisper, "You're not enough." They use celebrity endorsements, exclusive VIP events, and curated Instagram feeds to create an illusion that owning this one thing will complete you. And the moment you believe that, they've won. Because here's the ugly truth. No matter how much you spend, you will never be satisfied. The next season, the next drop, the next price increase, it never ends. You'll always want more. But what if I told you the real cost of luxury isn't in the materials, the craftsmanship, or even the exclusivity? It's in the story you've been sold. Take the DIOR book tote, a $3,500 status symbol that costs just $57 to make. Yeah, you heard that right. $57. That's all it takes to make a bag that sells for over $4,000. And it's not just DIOR. Most luxury brands follow the same playbook. The insane markup. It's not about the bag. It's about selling you the idea that it's worth that much. And let's be real, that's not luxury. That's a fugazi. A carefully engineered illusion. Just smoke and mirrors. It's not about the materials, the craftsmanship, or even the exclusivity. It's about selling you a feeling and making you pay thousands for it. And here's where it gets worse. The factories making these luxury bags, many of them run on cheap labor, questionable ethics, and wages that wouldn't even cover the tax on these handbags. The price you pay? It has almost nothing to do with craftsmanship or exclusivity. It's not about quality, it's about psychology. You're paying for validation. You're paying for the illusion of status. And once you see that, it stops feeling so powerful. Here's the real question. No one asks. We expect brands to justify their price. We ask, why is this so expensive? And they always have an answer. Oh, we use the finest materials, the rarest craftsmanship, the best artisans in the world. But do they? Because when you look at the DIOR scandal and all the other recent luxury exposés, what do you see? Cheap labor, factories mass-producing so-called exclusive items, luxury brands using materials that aren't even close to what they claim. So, what are we really paying for? The leather, the craftsmanship? Or are we just paying to be fooled? And listen, I'm not against high prices. I get it. Luxury should cost more. If I'm paying thousands for a handbag, I don't just want the object, I want the experience. I want the craftsmanship, the heritage, the artistry. I want to feel like I'm carrying something made by Antonio Bellucci in a small Italian workshop, not something stitched together in a factory by an underpaid worker in China or India. Because let's be real, we don't just buy luxury for the product, we buy it for the story, the prestige, the idea that it's special, exclusive, handcrafted by the best artisans in the world. But when that illusion collapses, when you realize that your $5,000 bag was made under the same conditions as a $50 one, that's when the price stops making sense. And suddenly it's not luxury anymore. It's just a very expensive lie. And here's where it gets uncomfortable, because I'm not saying that asking for more is bad. Luxury should cost more. True craftsmanship, rare materials, they should have a price. But where's the line? At what point does exclusivity become just a ridiculous markup. Where does luxury end and manipulation begin? Here's the Walmart Birkin, a $78 bag that looks shockingly close to a $10,000 Hermès. A real Birkin, hand-stitched, premium leather, built to last. The Walmart version, machine-made, cheaper materials. Won't age well. But here's the thing, most people wouldn't know the difference. So what are we really paying for? Craftsmanship or the privilege of being seen with it? Because at some point, the price of exclusivity stops making sense. And that's the illusion they sell best. Here's the trick that makes the illusion collapse in 3 seconds flat. Ask yourself, what if no one could see what I owned? Would you still want it? Would it still feel luxurious if nobody knew? If the answer is no, then congratulations. You've just exposed the game. Because real luxury isn't about proving your worth. It's about knowing you already have it. And once you understand this, you're free. Luxury isn't in logos, it's in choices, it's in financial freedom, it's in owning your worth instead of renting it from a brand. Real luxury isn't about flashing a logo or chasing trends. It's about making choices that actually serve you. It's buying something because it lasts, because it's truly well made, not just because of the brand name stitched onto it. It's choosing experiences that bring you joy, memories, and fulfillment. Not just collecting things that lose their meaning the second you take them out of the box. And most importantly, it's investing in yourself, in your freedom, your confidence, your future, not pouring your money into a marketing illusion that was never designed for you. It was designed to keep you wanting more. Because here's the truth about luxury. It's never been about you. It's about control. The more you chase it, the more they profit. The moment you stop, the illusion collapses. And that's when you realize you never needed it in the first place. Luxury isn't a price tag. It's a question. Here's the truth. Luxury isn't good or bad. It's human. We all want to feel like we belong. To own things that mean something. To feel special. A Ferrari doesn't outrun a Tesla, but it carries history. A vintage Chanel jacket won't keep you warmer than Zara, but it tells a story. And don't get me wrong, I love beautiful things. Well-made clothes. Designs that inspire. They make me happy, but that's all they are to me. Inspiration. Not something I need. Not something I have to own. Because when you start stressing about last season's bag, when your closet starts feeling like a trophy case instead of a collection of things you love, that's when luxury stops being fun. It becomes a job. But here's the catch. Even making fun of luxury keeps it alive. Right now, there's a trend. Videos where people pretend to be rich. We laugh. We share. We call it cringe. But think about it. We're still watching luxury. Still being told, these things matter. Even when we mock it, we keep it relevant. So, who's really in control? You or the game? Ask yourself why. Did you buy that Louis bag because you truly love it? Great. Did you buy it because you saw it on Instagram? Don't fall into the trap of buying just to fit in, but don't fall into the trap of acting like nothing matters either. The truth? It's about balance. Real luxury isn't wealth, it's confidence. Warren Buffett is worth over $100 billion, but still lives in the same modest house he bought in the 1950s. Keanu Reeves takes the subway, fixes his own motorbike, and gifts Rolexes to stuntmen instead of wearing them. Carlos Slim, once the world's richest man, drives a 20-year-old car and repairs his own shoes. Sienna Miller pairs a $50 mango dress with a Birkin bag and nobody questions it. Hailey Bieber wears Zara and Urban Outfitters like they belong on a red carpet. But here's what you might be thinking. Okay, but these people are rich. They can afford not to care. Yes, but this isn't about having money. It's about keeping your soul once you do. Money gives you choices, but what you choose, that's what defines you. We all collect things, but the best collections, they're not built on shoulds. They're built on stories that actually mean something. A jacket from a city you fell in love with, a watch your dad wore every day, a scarf that still smells like your grandmother's house. Luxury, at its core, isn't about money. It's about freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom to ignore the noise, freedom to keep a chipped coffee mug because it reminds you of someone you love. Here's what to do next. Before you buy something, ask yourself, do I want this for me? Or because I want people to see me with it? And once you know the answer, luxury will never look the same again. So, the only thing a $10,000 bag proves that you paid $10,000 for it. But here's the real flex. True luxury, the kind that actually matters, it's already yours. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. And that is power. But here's the thing about power. It's fragile. It only lasts as long as people believe in it. Even the most powerful politicians and tyrants in history know this. They don't rely on truth. They rely on manipulation, fear, and control. Luxury is no different. It thrives on keeping you wanting, on making sure you never feel like you have enough. But the moment you see the game, the moment you stop believing, it all collapses. And that's why luxury brands will do anything to keep you trapped inside the illusion. But what if I told you, this isn't just about handbags? The way power is maintained, whether in luxury, politics, or even the media, it all follows the same blueprint. So, the only thing a $10,000 bag proves that you paid $10,000 for it. Luxury isn't just about quality, it's about perception. And sometimes that perception costs way more than it should.